I forgot to turn my music on. I don't have the Roku. Hello, good evening, everybody. I hope you are having a awesome evening, night, whatever you call it. We are just winding down from after school program and whatnot. And as you all know, today is the live launch for the Brown Mama Mindset. I'm so excited. So I'm going to be chatting with Teresa Renee Hunt, who is actually the editor of my book. So first, I'm going to invite her, and I'm also going to invite some friends to watch. So just give me a second. Hey, Kia. I hope you are doing well. Hey, boo. Let me see. How is this done? Well, first, let me invite her to watch. Let me search for Teresa. Right. And then once she comes on, yay, right? Hey, Teresa. Hey, Nicole. I see you on here. Hey, Pam. All right, I'm going to I'm gonna invite some people now. So tell me, ladies, just so we can have some convo while I'm waiting for Teresa, what are you hoping is in the book? Because I'm going to dish a little bit. Of course, you know, I'm not spilling all the tea because I do want y'all to buy the book. And we will have a special deal tonight for anybody who wants to buy the book. But let me go ahead and invite these people first. Well, I'm over here talking it up. And I wanted to have some music for y'all, but I can't find the remote for my Roku, so it ain't happening. My kids probably threw it behind the ottoman or somewhere that I can't find it. And it just now turned 9 o'clock. So technically, I'm not even supposed to be on here. I'm supposed to start live at 9 o'clock, and it's 8:59. And I see y'all was
first time in your life.
My husband said it's the first time in my life to mind your business that I was on time, and he's partially right because I do have a tendency of being late, but I'm not gonna be late no more. I'm gonna be on time, right, Kia? Today I'm on time. I'm setting a new trend in these streets.
You said Amazon Music?
Yeah, because that's where I have all my Beyonce music at.
Is that Prime Video?
No, it's all the way down at the bottom at Amazon Music. He's trying to get the music right for y'all so that as we wait for Teresa, we can have some music. Hey, Mommy. Oh, there she is. She's here. Yay. She's here. So we might not have a need for the music, but hold on because I want to invite more people. To go and find Hey, Teresa.
Hey, Muffy.
Thank you for coming on. Okay, let me turn my volume.
So good to be here.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. So we are on tonight for the live launch of the Brown Mama Mindset. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited. Y'all do not know that this book if I tell y'all that I wrote the first page of this book almost 5.5 years ago, like straight up, I started writing this book even before I started Brown Mamas. And thanks to Teresa and a whole clan of folks, I finally got it done. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be launching this book. You can purchase this book for pre-order right now on brownmamas.com/shop. And if you look up in the comments, there is actually a link where if you purchase a ticket for the Brown Mama Monologues and a book, you get a discount. So I would advise y'all when this video is over or in between, go ahead and look at that link and take that code. The code is both, BOTH. And you can get the book on pre-order. The books will be here on April 26th. And I will, of course, be doing the unboxing when they come. So, but I'm so excited about this book. This book is a labor of love for me. It is I almost feel like it's my last will and testament of the last 6 to 7 years of my life, of everything about being a mom and just about becoming a person who is happy and who is whole, So I'm just excited to finally be launching it and to just be able to tell a story of becoming a Black mother who loves being a mother, who loves being a wife, who loves being home. And, this is just awesome. So, Teresa,
Yes.
why don't you introduce yourself to everybody who may not know you on the feed? Tell us who you are.
Sure. Hey, Muffy and everybody. It's so good to be here. I had to pull out my Say It Loud, Black Mom, and I'm Proud Brown Mama shirt for
And I meant
tonight.
to. Listen, Mikhail, could you get me a Black Mom Brown t-shirt? Because I will put that on
Yes,
right on this screen. It will happen.
right on the screen. Make sure when y'all get your book that you also get your t-shirt, because Muffy has a lot
Absolutely.
of different versions of the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for allowing me to be here with you all and with you, Muffy. I'm Teresa Renee Hunt. I'm the founder of Truth to Renew Hearts Publishing, where we partner with men and women, aspiring authors, first-time authors, so that they can craft their message and share their story with the world. So pretty much we help you write your book the right way so that you can capture the world with your words. So I'm just excited to be here, and Muffy, I'm excited about your book.
I'm so excited. So let me just tell y'all. Like I said, wait, first I'm gonna put my Black Mom, because y'all thought I was playing, that I was not gonna put this t-shirt on, and I don't even care that it don't look right with this, but I'm gonna have it on anyway, just because I love
Just
Teresa, but
because
I
it's
can't
your
let her be
brand.
beating me out my own gang. No, that ain't happening. That's not happening. So,
I was supporting. I was showing support.
yeah, she was. But look, she had me. I'm like, oh, did she got? Oh, and I forgot. I said, no, that can't happen. But let me tell y'all. So when I came across, I was on my timeline actually on Facebook, and I seen the Birth Your Book boot camp, and I was like, if you don't sign your whole life up for that right now so you can get this book done that you've been talking about forever. And so when I first signed up, I'm going to tell y'all and just keep it 100% transparent. I am not a coaching person. Like when I see coaches, I'm like, how you going to coach me? I don't even know if you even did what you said you was going to do. But I knew Teresa because when she launched her book, Position to Be Found, I seen that it got on the Amazon bestsellers list. So I was like, well, this girl probably knows what she's doing. So I reached out to her, and I still was not all the way convinced until we met at Arnold's Tea House, and she came with the bander. And it was so organized. And I was like, I need that in my life. Because if y'all know anything about me, here, let me fix my camera a little bit. If y'all know anything about me, I am like not the most organized person. I'm a visionary. I'm a person who can come up with brilliant ideas, but organization is not my skill set. So I knew when I'd run into Teresa and we had this meeting that this was what I needed to do to get my book done. And that is exactly what we did. 60 days, my book was done. And so, I owe this woman a lot, because if it had not been for her, I'm not sure that I would have got the Brown Mama Mindset done. But I stand here after we finished with my book, I think in September. Was it September? And then I stand here in, what month are we in? April, and I have a book. So between finishing my book, getting it edited, and we were trying to get it to y'all quicker, but stuff started happening. My dad passed away. It was just a lot of stuff started happening, but we got here. And so I'm excited that we are here, and I'm just excited that Teresa came into my life and I was able to utilize her business and support her business and help me grow as a businesswoman. So I appreciate you, sis. I really do.
Oh, I appreciate you.
So I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about chapters 1 and chapters 10. Because those were probably, hey, Aunt Cynthia, those were probably my favorite chapters to write. Or let me say this, I felt like I put the most heart into those chapters, because for me, writing the book was all about, the first chapter of the book is called Time Race. And writing the book was all about getting off the treadmill of life so that I could get to a place that was centered. And Teresa, as a mom, I'm pretty sure you can relate to the whole idea of getting off the time race. So just a question, because Teresa has read my book from start to finish, because not only was she my book pusher, but she was also my editor. So just what are some of your thoughts on chapter 1 of this book?
Woo! Okay, so all about the time race. And you all know, okay, first of all, Muffy is just the perfect person to write this whole entire book. Muffy doesn't even know if I could just throw this in here. I just want to tell y'all how qualified this woman is to write this book because, and how much of an inspiration she's been to me as a new mom, as a Black mom, and then now as a stay-at-home mom. And Muffy's doing it all and running a business, you know, running a website. And so it's natural for us to feel like we're running out of time. We have to catch up. We had these children. Now what do I do? You're comparing your life. Maybe I'm the only one to other people. Social media doesn't help it any. And Muffy really tells us and encourages us to embrace the fact that we are mothers, and that alone gives us the space that we need to go our own pace. And Muffy is just so eloquent in her speech, but she's real. Like, she gets real. She tells her story so that we can relate. And it's not a thing of I'm up here and this is what you need to do to get like me. It's literally like, we're community. We're in this together. Let me show you what worked for me. Let me tell you how my story was and how things are with my life and my husband and how I manage my time. And these are tips that you can implement in your life. So chapter 1 was on point all the way. And I think it really hits home and really captures the reader right off the bat, because we all can relate to that whole time run and chasing after time when we should be chasing after the moments.
Absolutely.
Muffy talks a lot about living in the moment and appreciating where you are. And we need that. We need that.
And I think
reminder.
It's just, as moms, it is just, and I can't even, as moms, it is so easy to feel every day like you're running out of time. And what I loved about writing the Brown Mama Mindset is, like Teresa said, like, y'all need to know that as I'm writing this book, I am going through. That's why there are so many poignant stories in the book, because I am literally going through every chapter right there with you. I am going through, at the moment that I'm writing this chapter, I'm going through trying to get off the time race for me, for myself. And I remember, so there are a few dates in my life that I will never forget. And one of my most memorable dates is December, and this is not in the book, but it's December 31st, 2000, and it was the year after 2013. And it was 1 year after me and my husband moved back to Pittsburgh from New York City. And at the time, my husband had lost his job and he didn't tell me. And so, you know, the whole Black woman story, you don't tell no Black woman you ain't got no job, because it's about to go down in these streets, right? And so that was exactly what was about to go down. And my husband told me, you know, that this had happened. And then I was about to like flip my whole lid. Instead, I went and got in the car and I drove. And I'm going through the Squirrel Hill tunnels, right? And it hits me in that moment that I'm actually having an adult temper tantrum. I'm like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm thinking to myself, here's your husband going through something, and the only thing you can think about is yourself. The only thing you can think about is what's happening next week, or how is this going to affect our future, instead of thinking about what is happening at this moment, how he's feeling, how the family, I am now, as the woman of the family, the tone setter of the family, making my family feel. And so at this very moment, you know, that I'm having this, that was when I wrote my first chapter of this book about time race. Because at the same time, I was reading this book called Yorugu by Marimba Ani. And she said, time is a fallacy. Time is a set, it's basically a set of stories, a set of rhythms, a set of motions that you create in your life to try to be in control of your life. Instead of understanding that we all know all things work for good for those who give glory to God. So if you are serving the Creator, if you are doing what is right for you in your home, and every day you are getting up and doing the right thing, surrender the outcome, because it's all going to happen in your favor. And when we finally decide to get off that treadmill, that's when stuff starts happening. That's when the universe gets out of your way, because it realized that you are now operating in abundance and no longer in lack. And that is one of the points on the back cover of the Brown Mama Mindset book, is that this book is going to help you to get out of that control mechanism. And you know, Black women, it's horrible.
We gotta have it, right?
It's out of control how much we try to control. And so it helps us when we get off that treadmill and we realize, listen, whatever God started in you, he's going to finish in you. And it's not about it being on your timeline. It's about it being on God's timeline. It's about God putting you where you need to be at whatever moment you need to be, so that you can affect the people you need to affect, and so that you can live a good life. But if we're still on that treadmill, like, it ain't happening. It's not it's just not happening. And just another part of that, riding through those Squirrel Hill tunnels, what it made me realize is that I needed to start being accountable for my own actions. And I think that was a big part of me signing up for the Birth Your Book Bootcamp, was just that I needed to start being accountable for the fact that I was basically holding back a book that other people could benefit from. And so, you know, Teresa, one of the things I wanted to just talk to you about was using the Birth Your Book Bootcamp, you know, just a level of, I mean, this woman just pushed me. She pushed the heck out of me to finish this book. And
yes.
So, question, was there any point during the process where you was like, man, I don't know if this is gonna, and let's be honest, because as you can see, I am very real. Like, I don't try to hold nothing back. I want to keep everybody, I just want to be real with y'all.
Well, look, let me answer it by saying this. Muffy is right. She did experience a lot while she was writing the book, we were going through edits of the book, even while she's preparing the book for release. But not once did Muffy say, you know what, this is too much, I'm done. Not once did Muffy say, Teresa, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do this anymore, I need a break. Not once did Muffy not return an email. Not once did Muffy not meet a deadline. Like Muffy was on it. So did I ever feel like she wasn't going to finish? I didn't feel like she wasn't going to finish, because I felt like she knew that it was time for this book to come out. I do feel like she had, or maybe you encountered some things that, had you not been strong in your conviction, knowing that this book was bigger than you, that you would have stopped. But I think that, you know, you're dedicated to the cause for Brown Mamas, and you were like, no, I'm gonna keep on pushing. And it goes back to what you said about in God's perfect timing. Like, we were thinking it was going to come out, you know, we were going to be done back in January or whatever. Yeah. But and every time Muffy's like, Teresa, something, and I'm like, it's cool, in due season, in God's timing. And look, like, you got the Brown Mama monologues. You're like, you're moving into the month of for mothers, you know, with May, and it's a perfect season and time. So truly, I never doubted you. I said, all right,
I'm glad to hear that.
I said, we are going to have to firm up these deadlines. I said, we're going to firm up these deadlines. I said, look, on this date, we're done.
She did. But, she sent me an email. She's like, and she put it in bold. This is the day we're done. Like, we're finished on this day. And I was like, you know what? I got to honor this woman because she has stuck by me. So I was, you know, like I said, I so appreciated you, and just appreciated you holding me accountable, and also just appreciated the passion you have for helping people to finish their books. Because had she not had passion, I'm just telling y'all, she would have been like, you know what? We passed your deadline a month ago. It's time for you to be done. And I'm gonna let you, whatever you do is what you do. So I just, you know, I really appreciate that. And Holly says she ordered, so thank you, Holly, for ordering the book. I really appreciate that. Don't forget, you can currently purchase the books on pre-order. The books will be here on April 26th, and you'll know because I'm gonna do an unboxing. And I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. And you can, if you would like to purchase a ticket to the Brown Mama Monologues as well as the book, you can actually go on brownmamas.com/shop. It's also, the link is also in the top of this video, and you can purchase the book and a ticket and get a discount. And so right now you're getting a discount on the ticket of $6. So instead of paying the regular price of $30 for your Brown Mama monologue ticket, you're going to pay how much is it, Mikhail? What's the math on that? What? 30 minus 6 is what? 24. You're going to pay 24. So don't ask me to write a math book because that ain't happening. It just ain't never going to happen. So yeah, and then, so we were going to talk about chapter 10 too. So that's the end chapter of the book, and that chapter is actually called Sankofa. And 24. Thank you, Kia. Thank you, boo. She always got me backed up on the math because Kia's good at math. But chapter 10 is called Sankofa, and it's actually or chapter 15. I'm sorry. I said 10. It's 15 chapters in the book, not 10. But chapter 15 is called Sankofa. And that chapter is all about just bringing things full circle. And if anybody's familiar with the concept of Sankofa, it basically says that it is never taboo to go back and fetch something which is lost. And the whole idea around chapter 15 is that, yes, embracing the African concept of Sankofa, because it's a personal principle that I live by, but also embracing the idea of going back to fetch yourself and going back to those first moments where you lost your voice or where you felt like you were unworthy or where you felt like, you no longer mattered, and capturing that and the essence of capturing that. So I'm going to get some thoughts from Teresa on the Sankofa chapter. What did you think about that chapter, Teresa?
So chapter 15, Sankofa, was the chapter, that was my big aha moment chapter. That was the chapter that was like, whoa. Because Muffy has a section, a heading in that chapter called Unconscious Agreements. And I ain't going to put it all out there, but unconscious agreements, where we literally go through life not even realizing that we are, from our silence or from not letting our true light shine, agreeing with this mandate, with this idea of who you should be, what a Black mom should be, who you should be as a woman. And I just have to read this one little section because Muffy said, even when we are uncomfortable with the world's new definition of ourselves, we are swooned by its applause. Even when we are uncomfortable with what the world puts on us, we're still swooned by its applause. And I was like, whoa, like that was me all the way. And the really cool thing, and I had told Muffy this about having the chance to like have this back behind the scenes as the editor and book coach, was that my life was changing as I was reading it before it was even fully prepared. That's how good of the nuggets that Muffy pours out in this book are. So I know when you see the final product, like your whole life is about to get real right as a brown mama from this book. But the thing is, Muffy encourages us, okay, go back and get yourself. That's the only way that you can have the life, the home, the love that you deserve to have and that your family deserves to have, that piece of you. So it was just really interesting to me. I love the way that Sankofa wrapped it all up because she talked about, life, love, family, being pretty. She talked about a whole lot of different things, cooking, but then to say, you know what, you can only really be the brown mama that you're called to be when you go back and get the original designed you. So I think it's very powerful. That was one of my favorites. I actually have a second favorite, but I'll wait until maybe you might ask me that. I don't know.
I will definitely ask you that again. I will definitely ask you that. But just going back to that, like that whole chapter was an epiphany I'd had because I talk a lot in this book about healing. And I think one of the bigger problems that Black mothers have, I think Black people in general, but it's always compounded when it's women, is that we don't want to feel the pain. We put stuff off because we don't want to feel the pain. And let me just tell you, so when I moved back to Pittsburgh, a year before I moved back to Pittsburgh, I met my dad for the first time. And with that meeting came just so many emotions. So many emotions just bubbled up from me that I didn't even know were there. Pride in a lot of ways from now getting to know this man who was the other half of me. Sorrow in many ways for now realizing how great my dad is, truthfully, because I really look at both of my parents, I look at them as these like almost godlike figures in a matter. And I think, all kids can relate to that, as your parents being these like golden shining examples, and then having to feel the sorrow of him letting me down by not being there, and having thought to myself all these years, this is what you could have been giving to me. But the reality was he was growing as a person that whole time that we were away from each other. But having that pain, going through that pain and writing some of the chapters in this book. And so when I wrote Sankofa, I was really having a lot of epiphanies about life and just having epiphanies about what I had done in my life as a result of all these things that had happened to me, and the agreements that I had made with the world and with and more so with myself that were not me. Because I can't even really say that I became the person who I was meant to be until I met my father. It was like once I met my dad, it was like the equal forces of my mom and my dad just combined, and I just became like, oh, this is who I'm supposed to be. But before that, there was so much pain that had to take place. And I think that's where we go wrong, is that we don't want to go through the pain. And I'm going to be 100% with you. A lot of this book is about the pain. It is about my personal pains and how I was able to overcome them with joy. Because a lot of people have a perception of Muffy Mendoza, the brown mama. And they think like, oh, you're perfect. You just have it. It's great for you every day. And I'm like, y'all don't even know the half of it. Like, you don't even know the half of it. And a lot of those stories are in this book. And, I'm just happy to be able to debut a side of myself with my own, what's the word I'm looking for? With my own perspective. But no, there's another word I'm looking for. It's another word. I can't remember it. But it's nice to be able to debut yourself with your own standing. Like, I hate when people make assumptions about people. They think people are who they want them to be, and they don't give them the opportunity to explain. They don't give them the opportunity to show a real side of themselves. And that's what I'm really attempting to do in this book, is to, number one, show you that, listen, I'm going to be 100% with y'all. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. But there was so much pain that I had to go through first, and not physical pain, but mental anguish. The mental anguish of knowing that you are not the person you want to be. And you need to become that person. Because I tell people all the time, and if you've been following me for a while, I'll say in a heartbeat, I was the most horriblest wife to my husband. I still don't know why the hell he survived the first 4 years. I'd be like, honey, you okay? Because I'm just saying there might be some residual pain in you left over from those first 4 years. And he's looking at me smiling right now. But he said he's still hurting, whatever. But that's just the reality of, I'm telling you, I was not a nice person. I was mean. I didn't have any self-worth or self-value. And people who know me formerly probably still know me that way because they don't know the new me. But so much of becoming who I am now as a happy, or I can't even say happy, but it just as a joyous person, has come from going through the pain of not liking myself and then doing the real work of fixing it. Of saying, all right, I got to change my mentality. I've got to change my behaviors. I've got to change a lot. If I want to, in the Be Pretty chapter, I talk about this woman that I personified in my head of who Muffy Mendoza was supposed to be and how that crumbled. And I had to rebuild that. And that's a big part of what it means to be a motherhood. Motherhood is the course. It is the course that is going to get you to be the woman you want to be. So while you're ignoring your kids, while you're ignoring your home, while you're ignoring your love, what you're actually doing is negating the divine responsibility and right that you have to be to be that wise African woman who people seek out advice, who has the beautiful gray hair. And her, you know who I'm talking about. Right, Teresa?
You are going to be that one. You're going to be that one.
I'm trying, yo. I'm trying. I am trying. So I hope that
we
you
are
guys
already looking to you.
Listen, I'm trying in these streets, but it's a daily struggle.
But you do it with so much grace and poise, though. You make it look like easy. You make it look seamless. But I do appreciate, one thing Muffy said, and it is true, that she is very real, you know, raw if you want to say, but she's very real about her story in the book. And that's the only way that really people are now captured in their reading nowadays. They want to know that this person is just like me. You know, they traveled down the road that I'm traveling. And so what they have to say is valuable. And she gives a really good balance of the two in the book. So yeah, let me tell y'all, go ahead and pre-order, because I'm even ordering mine. I still want mine signed too. And I'm gonna see you at the monologue. Like, look, I'm not letting you go until you sign this.
And Teresa was one of the first people to buy Brown Mama Monologue tickets, so I appreciate that. Yo, when y'all hear these stories, we have rehearsal on Saturday. And I am so excited about these 10 stories. There are going to be 10 African-American moms who are taking the stage, and they are going to be, I'm telling you, when we have rehearsal, there are no dry eyes in the house. Everybody is sitting there like, I'm sad and I'm happy at the same time. I don't know which one. And it's just, you know, it's going to be historic. Like, this is going to be a historic thing.
Yes.
And Teresa, if I don't see you at auditions this year, I'm just letting you know I'm coming for you. I'm letting you know I'm coming for you.
The next one.
So we will be having auditions early because we will not be waiting until the winter to have auditions. So you guys need to make sure you come to the show so you can find out the date for auditions for the next Brown Mama Monologues. And like I said, you can get a ticket and a book on brownmamas.com/shop. And if you get a ticket and a book, you get $6 off your Brown Mama Monologues ticket. So go to that website, and that the code is both, BOTH, that you can use on the website. And you can do that up until April 26th, when the book actually goes on sale on Amazon. So we're almost there. So to end out, because I think we're just about done, I'm going to ask Teresa, she said she had a second favorite part of the book. So, you know, we got to get that tea.
Okay. So chapter 7, Muffy has a chapter titled Little Things. And, you know, we all like that India Ari, right? Because she has quotes at the top of each chapter, you know, that give me some Stevie, give me some Donnie, give me some Daddy, give me my mommy, you know, that all, right? And it ends with, I don't need no Hollywood, right? So she says in this chapter that a home is made up of all the small movements you've made over your lifetime, not shopping trips. Your home is made up of the small movements you've made over your lifetime, not shopping trips. Now, Muffy does not know that when she was going through boot camp, because your boot camp was September to November, my husband and I and my son, we were in the middle of a move. So we were living in an apartment, and we moved into our very first house. And it just so happened that Muffy is writing this book on mama, you know, brown motherhood, and she has a section that's titled Home. So initially, my first response to getting in the house was, oh, we're gonna get this new furniture, this new bedroom set, I'm gonna get all these pictures, and I'm gonna fill this house. We have space now, I'm gonna go crazy. And one day I was like reading her chapter, and I'm like, wow, my focus is on the wrong thing. But see, Muffy, she corrects us, but she does it in love, but she doesn't really know. I don't think she would say she's correcting us. She's just sharing her life and sharing what it really means to embrace being a mom. And I was in such a rut of, oh my gosh, I don't know who I am now because I'm not working. I don't know who I am now because I don't have a title. I don't know who I am now because I don't have position. That was, I didn't realize it for a long time, but that's how I identified myself. So coming home to being just a mom, as I thought, was totally the wrong mindset. And reading Muffy's book, even as the person helping her coach it along, you know, bring it to pass, was like, wow, you know, I have my mindset all wrong. The title of the book is titled The Brown Mama Mindset. And we do a shifting in our minds. And when we understand what really does matter, the little things, it's not these huge things, it's not the possessions, it's not even the house, it's not the stuff, but it's the people and the environment that we as women in our homes are able to set. And so she talks about a lot of that in the home section. And I'm telling you, you could almost read the book and cry. You could read the book and smile. You'll read the book and just feel full and you'll read the book and be motivated because Muffy is a reader. Like, she references so many books, even in her book, but you're like, oh, let me step my game up because I don't know a thing. Let me get my reading game up. Let me learn about my history. Let me learn about my culture. Let me learn about my royalty. Let me learn about my roots. Like everything is in this book. But I loved chapter 7 because it challenges us to get back to the basics. Really, that's how I took it. Get back to the basics and know your position that you hold in your home, that you're not just the cook, you're not just a mom, you're not just a wife, but you are who you are. And it's like walk in that power, walk in that boldness, because even the title of a mom, like, we sometimes look down on it, but that is a position of royalty. That's a position of dignity. And Muffy helped me, I'm talking my personal journey, to embrace the fact that motherhood, Black motherhood, is beautiful. And I'm telling y'all, you just got to get the book. Muffy put her heart into it. And I'm just so excited to be able to get my hands on it. But make sure you get the book, ladies.
Definitely get it. Look, Kia said, can I just get the paperback edited version so I can get it? Yeah, you was goofy. And Brandy said, can you just slide my book in the DM? Look, listen, I am not a tutor of my own horn, but I'm telling y'all, every time I read this book, I get something from it. That's just, and I do. I read it consistently. I am a listener of my own stuff. I go to my own YouTube page and I will listen to something. I'm like, Dad, you need to get on point. How did you have that thought and you ended up back here? How did that happen? So it's just, this book is a labor of love, but what I want y'all to know about this book is that I love Black moms. Like, when y'all feel like y'all are doing something wrong, I see the beauty in it. I see the beauty in ramen noodles. The beauty in ramen noodles is, even though you was down on your last dollar, you made sure your kids ate something. The beauty of ramen noodles is, even if you was exhausted and tired and you didn't feel like cooking nothing, you put something on that daggone table. There's beauty in Black motherhood, and we need to begin to embrace it and be empowered by it, so that when it is time to feed kids dinner, we don't feel bad when we have to do what we have to do, but that, more importantly, that we are empowered to do more, that we are empowered to be the queen mothers of our lives, and realizing that to say the word queen mother in most African cultures is redundant, because if you are a mother, you are a queen. You are, like I said before, you are the tone setter of your home. You're the tone setter. You set the tone. When they say happy wife, happy life, they ain't just talking about him. They talking about the kids. They talking about the aura in the house. They talking about the neighborhood and the whole community. Because what do women do? We are the ones that give the man an action. I was at a marriage conference, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, because I know Teresa's like, quit talking. But I was at a marriage conference a couple of weeks ago, and a woman had said, the man is the head of the family. And see, this is where we got to start to become studiers, like Teresa said. We've got to know what people are talking about when they talk. What does the head do? Most people think that the head is a sender of messages. They don't understand the heart-brain connection. There is a connection between your heart and your brain, and science now knows that the vast majority of the messages your body comes from the heart. The heart is a sender of a message. And what does it say in the Bible? It says the woman is a man's wisdom. The woman is a man's wisdom. The wisdom comes from the heart. You send out the messages. You let him do the action. The brain sends action messages. Arm, move, eye, flutter, lip. That's what the brain does. So when you set the tone, you are sending out vibrations. You are sending out messages. And your husband, your children, they act on it. And if you're sending out the wrong messages, you are killing 1 million lives, because you are setting the tone for your community, for your home. So when you're sending the wrong message, when your mindset, when your brown mama mindset is not on fleek, as they like to say, that's why your neighborhood looks the way it's supposed to, the way it looks. That's why your home looks the way it looks, because you are not relocating your talents and repositioning your mind to do what it is supposed to do, which is to act in grace, to act in love, to act in peace, to do all those in Corinthians, all those fruits of the Spirit that are fruits of love. That's the way as a woman, that's the way we're supposed to act. We talk about Proverbs 31 and we don't really see what it said. It says she sewed, it says she cooked, it says she cleaned, and then it said because of her, he is respected at the gates. Because of who? Because of me.
Well.
Because of me. Because I set the tone. And what did he do? He acted. So let's get out of this whole idea that being a mom is subservient and it's not a powerful job. You are the most powerful woman in your household. And you get a bunch of y'all together. And you was the most powerful woman in your community. Why do you think they're afraid of us? Listen, stay woke. That's what they say. Stay woke and get the Brown Mama mindset on brownmamas.com/shop.
Yes.
So I got y'all. I almost want to talk to y'all all night, but I'm not going to do that. Teresa, thank you so much. Like I said, this woman got me started, and I appreciate her. I love her, and I cannot wait to see what she brings to fruition with the Birth Your Book Bootcamp and all the awesome things she has with Truth to Renew Your Heart, Renew Hearts Publishing Company. Don't forget, if you need, if you got a book in you, let her get it out. She gonna get it out, and she gonna get it out in 60 days.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So I love y'all to life. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Teresa. Do you have anything else to say? Tell everybody where they can find you at.
First, I just want to say thank you, Muffy, for allowing me to be a part of your journey. It has been an honor, for real. It has been a privilege, and I am just grateful to be a part of the journey. Y'all make sure you get the book. I think you all have already heard enough to say, yes, I'm getting mine right after I get off this live stream. And lastly, yes, if you have a book inside of you, let's talk, because yes, we can get that book out in 60 days. The next boot camp is launching on June 11th. So you have time to make some payments to get yourself in order. But let's talk. You can head to my website. You can send me an inbox and just say, hey, tell me about boot camp. Hey, I'm ready to do this. I want to be the next Muffy. I want to get my book out there. Just go ahead, friend me, send me that message, or you can email me at info@truthtorenewheartspublishing.com. That's pretty long. So that's why I'm telling you, just slide on in my inbox and we could go from there.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Belle said bam. Yup, bam. Y'all know that was my word for the year. Bam. So I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.
And go get your copy of the Brown Mama Mindset. Bam.
That's right. There we go. So I will see y'all later. Right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Teresa. All right. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all to life. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.